And are you doing a little talk like you did last week?
No, we're not. No, we're just going to enjoy the cooking this week.
Right. Okay. So I've got my onions cooking away. How's everybody doing with theirs?
I'm cooking mine now. I've had mine on a while because I've read all prep.
Okay. How
Mine are cooking.
are they brown or are they still quite a light color?
Nearly brown.
Brown.
Right. Just to bear with me. So, have you all got your pans on?
Water, yeah.
Yep.
How much water do you need to boil, Mariam?
I would say for 1 kg, I would say it depends on the size of your pan. If your pan's quite deep, I would say half.
Right.
If it's a small pan, then I would say 2/3 full.
Is it to cover about half an inch of the water of the rice?
Do you want to show me, Joe?
That'll be the rice. That'll be the pan.
Yeah. About 2/3 of that.
It does really help, guys, if you can put your cameras on if you want to, even if it's just facing at the food area, just so we can kind of get an idea of where people are at with the cooking. And also
how much water?
Mariam, you've got another question. How much water in that Mark's pan?
Sorry, say that again, please.
How much water?
What size is your pan?
I've got it up now on my video.
Oh, right, let me have a look. Okay, 2/3.
2/3. Right.
2/3, yeah. Sorry, I'm on my phone and it doesn't show me everybody, so I'm not really seeing what's what.
We've been quite prepared, but we've only got small pans. So if I'm honest, I couldn't have fitted 8 or 9 onions in my pan. So I've tried to think of how much I'm going to need for the size of the pan I've got, but I didn't know with the rice, so I've just soaked all the lot.
Yeah, the recipe calls for, because we're working from that recipe, the full packet that Anne got everybody, that's 1 kg.
Yes.
That's the fact. So we'll work from that, and then the amount of chicken is the right amount for the rice. So hopefully it will be enough.
I've used all the chicken, and I've cut most of the onions, and I've fried I've done the onions, and I am a bit forward because I've got an electric cooker, so I wanted to keep up with everybody else.
Right. That's fine.
So I've read the method a little bit because I can't keep up with everybody who's got a gas cooker, because it works. I find it works quicker. So I am in front.
Yeah.
I hope it's right.
The difficulty with biryani is just even though the process is fairly straightforward, there's a lot of things to do. So we'll take it at everybody's pace, and because you've got the rest, don't worry too much about being. I don't want you to have raw ingredients just because everybody else has cooked. Just stick with as we're going along. Just try and observe and listen and follow the recipe if you can, because that'll give you a good idea that even if everybody else is finished, you can still finish off in your own time. So don't worry too much about finishing with everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually quite chilled today because I'm prepared.
What I'll do as well, guys, is like I did last week, is I'll just add any important instructions in the chat function. So if you do miss any information, if you want to click on that, you should be able to see instructions coming up. Also, good evening to Mazdak. He's now joined us. Are you good?
Hi. Good. Fine, thank you.
Good. So I don't know where Mazdak is up to. Mariam, if you want to just check in with him.
Right, Mazdak, how are you doing?
Thank you. I'm fine. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. Have you got your onions on the gas?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Are
is
they browning?
from my onion.
Yeah.
And this chocolate, this tomato also boil it and
Yes.
also peel it. This chocolate,
Fantastic.
this chicken as well, and
Yep.
soak it this rice.
Fantastic.
Okay, in this water and also clean it.
Brilliant.
So everything is fine. It's
Brilliant. So what I need you to do is put your pan of boiling water onto the gas. So that's boiling away in its own time. And then we need to, in
Right.
another pan, we need to get the onions on.
All right. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's everybody else?
Brown mine.
How finely does the meat need to be chopped?
Nabil, sorry, what did you say?
How finely does the meat need to be chopped?
The mint, just as fine as you can get it. Just roughly chop it. Because once it's in, you'll obviously it will blend in. So don't worry too much about that. The thing about fresh mint is if you use the stalks, they never cook. So obviously when you're using fresh mint in, say, in curries or in biryani especially, they always advise not to, well, most cooks say not to use the stalks, just use the leaves because they're the best part. Did everybody have a good sniff of it?
Could you just go through what we should have done by now?
Right, so by now you should have one pan of boiling water on the gas. That's going to be for your rice, so just let that boil away. Now, how everybody's got a different way of cooking rice. So normally what I do is I would put some salt, a sprinkle of salt and a knob of ghee or butter in the boiling water. It just makes the rice really fluffy and nice. So if you want, you can just add a sprinkle into the water of the for the rice. Right. So you know your pan where you put the water to boil.
Yeah.
In that pan, if in the water, if you just put a sprinkle of salt and a little bit of butter and let it just boil, so that when you actually come to put the rice in the pan, it will make the rice nice and fluffy. They'll cook through really nice and fluffy. It just gives it that added benefit. Not particularly healthy, but it's just a knob of butter.
Sorry, I don't know how much that is.
Say.
I think we might have lost Mariam for a second.
Mariam?
I think we've just lost her for a second, Joe.
Right.
Nabil, I think with butter, can anybody show Nabil the butter and how much a knob of butter would be to put into the? Has anybody got the butter handy that they can show?
I use a tablespoon size.
I used to just a little teaspoon and just put a little teaspoon in.
Teaspoon or a tablespoon, Nabil?
Yeah.
Right,
Thanks, guys. No worries. Well, hopefully Mariam will reconnect. I think she had bad signal.
I don't know if she noticed, did she say that you had to put salt in? Because I've read that you've had to put salt in as well. A knob of butter and some salt.
Yeah, I've just put that in the chat function. Sprinkle salt and a knob of butter in the boiling water.
We feel a lot more better being well prepared today. I'm just not sure this pan with this onion in and this chicken, what I've done, is right.
Sorry, guys. I'm not quite sure where Mariam's gone. She will rejoin us though, so don't worry too much.
She's just coming back in now.
Okay, brilliant.
Sorry about that. Oh, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
I got a phone call. I think I might, when everybody's busy, I might just swap it around to my laptop because I keep getting calls on it and it's a little bit annoying. So how is everybody? How are we doing? How far have you got?
Water is boiled.
Mariam?
Sorry, say that again.
I was saying the water is boiled.
The water is boiling. When do you put the rice in?
No. Well, I would turn the gas down on the water.
Don't put the rice in yet.
Yeah, don't put the rice in yet. Just leave the gas to one side. Now, did everybody take out some onions from the onions that you fried?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so put that to one side. Now what you need to do is you need to put your chicken into the onions and give it a good stir.
When do you put the garlic?
Oh, sorry, the garlic first. Yeah, sorry, garlic. Thank you, Joe. I forgot about the garlic.
It was your recipe. It's not as easy peasy as you put it, you know.
I totally agree.
For that.
I think I'm just a bit behind.
I keep studying it 3 times a day.
So where are we at with the garlic, Mariam?
Right, so if you put the garlic into the, now that you've taken your onions out for the garnish, if you add your garlic, your ground, the paste into the onions and give it a good cook it for a few minutes.
Okay, so just to recap, you should have taken some of your onions out and put them to one side for a garnish, and then you add in your garlic paste, what you should have pre-made, into the rest of the onions and cooking it. Sorry, Nabil?
How much onion should we take out?
Just enough to garnish.
Right. If you take a third of the onions, Nabil.
Yeah.
Take a third of the onions, put it in a bowl and leave it to one side. It is going to be used in the recipe, but we're going to use it later on.
Right. And I've got garlic puree instead of just making it into a paste.
If you've got that, that's fine. Use that.
How much should I use?
For this recipe, for 1 kg, I would say 2 full tablespoons.
All right.
We weren't able to make it like paste, so we crushed it as much as we could, but then I've left it a little bit longer to make sure it's disappeared, so it is like paste. Is that right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly what should be done. As much as I love raw garlic, I don't like it raw.
No, I made sure it had all disappeared because I didn't have anything to make it as paste, so we used our crusher. And then I just not fried it, but put it with the onions and made sure it would disappeared completely.
That's great.
Did you say we do anything with the tomatoes?
Right, you know the tomatoes, did you put them in boiling water? If you get a bowl, this is just a quick, simple, easy way of getting rid of the skin, because the skin doesn't always break down when you're cooking. So you just get rid of the skin because it's unnecessary. It's the middle of the tomato that you need, really. So if you blanch your tomatoes in boiling water, so get a bowl of boiling water, put your tomatoes in there, leave them in for about 5 minutes, and then they'll soften up and you'll easily be able to peel off the skin. How is everybody doing? Are we all at different stages?
Bring the garlic in.
Yep, it is garlicky.
I don't want to show anybody mine. I've got my chicken in, but I think it's there's too much oil in, but I didn't know if that had absorb. God, I can't get my words right. With the rice, it'd soak it up. That's what I mean.
Suggest you do if there's quite a lot. If you think it's excessive, just scoop it out, pop it into a cup, and leave it to one side. And then I
feel like it's swimming in oil.
Yeah, scoop it out, pop it in a cup, and then if further on you feel that it does need more oil, you can just pop that back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna be daring and show you. I think I don't know if to. I don't know if to.
Be brave.
It just I don't know if it's supposed to be this greasy.
Right. Let me see.
So I don't know if
If you can just point it at the pan, I can't see.
Hang on. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there. Can you see it? It's quite like watery.
Right.
Right. Put the chicken in the pan.
Nabil, 2 seconds, Nabil.
Yeah, I mean that looks okay.
You sure?
It looks okay. It just needs a good stirring and just keep going.
Because I think it's the pan actually. If it was I call it a proper pan. If it was a proper pan like probably what you're using, it had probably absorbed a bit better.
Yeah.
But I find that just a normal pan I'm struggling with.
That's fine. If you, as you're going along, if you keep cooking it, what you'll find is that excess fluid will evaporate.
Oh, good, thank goodness.
Yeah. So keep going. Just keep going with it and keep cooking it on the gas. Because you've got your onions, you've got your garlic, and you've got your chicken in now. If you want, you can put your salt in as well now.
Yeah. Right, I forgot to do that actually.
Yeah, and then keep stirring it. How's everybody else doing?
Thank you for that.
No
How
problem.
much salt do we need to put in?
We're still in the onion. Are we supposed to put chicken now?
Yes, so you've done the garlic, you've cooked the garlic a little bit and your onions.
Yes.
So now you can add your chicken.
How much salt do we have? How much salt do we have?
How much what, Nabil?
Salt.
What, to the boiling water?
No, to the chicken.
I don't think, Mariam, have you mentioned anything about adding salt to the chicken?
It's like she's gone again. Yeah, I think she said something true just about adding just a bit of salt to it if you wanted to. It's usually just
yeah, you could add a bit of salt to boiling water.
Mara, we adding salt to the chicken.
Mariam, did you hear that? You're on mute.
Sorry, say that again, please. I'm going to get my headphones.
I think it's Nabil's asking, are they adding salt to the chicken or just to the boiling water?
Have you cooked the chicken a bit, Nabil?
It's been on for about 3 minutes.
Right, so you need to cook the chicken a little bit. And then when you feel it's cooked a little bit more, maybe after 2 or 3 minutes, then add the salt.
How much salt?
It's on the recipe. You'll need about a tablespoon. I'm just going to put my headphones on because I think that'll make it easier for me to listen and cut out any background noise. Just 1 second.
Just while Miriam's doing that as well, guys, I am typing in the chat every instruction that I hear, so I don't know if that'll help.
I was just wondering, you know, the packet of biryani, does that not have salt in it?
Well, I'll ask Miriam for you when she comes back.
The plan was to print off the recipe and dish it out with the food as well, but obviously with the new printer at work, it's been playing up, so I've not had the chance to, unfortunately.
Right, I'm back. Can you hear me better? Is that any better?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop cooking because I think it's better if I just kind of concentrate on what everybody else is doing. How are we doing? What stages are we at? Does anybody need any sort of guidance?
chickens doing quick getting cooked?
Yep. Has it given off a lot of juices, Joe?
Yeah,
Yeah. That looks a lovely colour.
yeah, it's all brown now.
Fantastic. So do you feel that your chicken's cooked, Joe?
Half cooked, yeah.
The chicken's cooked.
Yeah, it's all brown.
Okay. So do you want to start adding your spices now?
Right.
Okay, so once your chicken's cooked, what spices are we adding?
So we've got the chili powder, but you're going to use less of that. We've got the turmeric powder. You should have so the spices that you have, the ones that you should have, you've got the turmeric powder, you've got the chili powder, and then you've got something called the biryani powder as well.
Okay.
How's everybody doing?
My son doesn't seem to think our chicken's done, but I do, so we're just going a little bit more.
If you take a piece of it out and chop it in half, you'll be able to see whether it's cooked through the middle.
I think it's done, but he said, "Are you sure it's done?" So we're just going to leave it a little bit longer, just to be sure.
It might. I mean, while you're cooking, it might seem like it's a really light colour. Some of you will have a golden brown, depending on how well you cooked your onions.
Yeah.
But once you add these spices, you'll find it's going to turn into a beautiful colour. So don't worry about what it looks like at this moment in time.
Smells lovely. And he's just putting spices in, but he's been a bit heavy-handed with it.
Yeah, just go easy on the spices, because the thing is, you can always
all that in.
You can always add them afterwards, but obviously you can't take them out once you've put them in.
How much of each spice are we adding, Mariam?
Right, so because we've got, thanks to Ant, who wants to set us on fire, we've got extra hot chili powder. So what I suggest you do is use half the amount. So on the recipe, I think it says 1 teaspoon. So I would suggest you use half a teaspoon.
And the others?
Teaspoon of the turmeric powder.
Teaspoon turmeric. Yeah.
Sorry, can I just ask, my water started boiling now. Do you think I should turn it down a little bit?
Yes, yeah. Turn your water down. Just leave it on the bag. Let it just carry on boiling.
Right, yeah.
Right. So we've got half a teaspoon of chili powder. We've got half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, haldi powder, and then the biryani masala is very flavoursome. So if you don't like it too hot, I suggest you use 1 tablespoon rather than 2. It's not that it makes it hot; it's just more. It kind of makes it very. What's the thing? Your tongue kind of tingly. It's not that it's going to burn your tongue. It's very flavoursome because it's got a lot of different variation of spices in it. So you can either use, if you like your spice, I'd stick with 2, not a heap. But if you like it less, I would say stick with just 1 tablespoon of the biryani powder.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mariam.
Put the rice in.
No problem.
You put that in now?
In what, sorry?
Do you put the biryani powder in now?
Yeah, so you know the spices. So far, if you've cooked your onions and your garlic and you've added your chicken, you've added your salt, and your chicken's nicely cooked, and it may be a light brown colour, it may not, but don't worry about that too much. Everybody's obviously at different stages. Once you feel that your chicken is cooked, then you start to add the spices. So add half a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of haldi powder, and then a tablespoon or 2, if you fancy it a little bit more spice, of the biryani powder.
My son's just tried it and he said it tastes nice already.
Oh, good. I'm glad. It's not too hot, is it?
No, he said not.
That's all right then.
What's that shirt you've got on there, Liam? Is that a football shirt?
FIFA one, yeah. Just a FIFA one. He's
Oh,
a Man City fan.
Looks like a Sheffield Wednesday top from here. And I was
Oh,
just,
no.
I was just about to tell you to turn your camera off.
Right, what stages are we at, everybody? Are we doing okay?
I'm at the stage of my kitchen is an absolute mess.
What are you using, Anne? Are you instead of chicken?
Just corn again. Just have to be careful because some of it's got egg in it. But yeah, anything that's meat free, the shelves are stacked with it at the moment. So
Tyra's showing us hers. That's really tasty. I'll be round tomorrow, Tyra, to pick up a container.
I missed it the other day. Tyra made me
I know.
rice and stuff. Amazing.
Miriam, can I put my tomatoes in mine now, do you think?
Yeah, put your tomatoes in now. That looks quite well done. Chuck your tomatoes in.
Okay. What about the green chilies?
Yeah, you can chuck those in now as well.
Okay.
Your green chilies, your tomatoes.
How much
You know your
yogurt
Sorry.
do you put in?
Just a minute, Joe. Just 1 second. Go on.
So you know when you come to do your tomatoes and your chili, put them in and cook them on high heat. Give it a good stir so that they blend in. And then when you come to put your yogurt in, turn the gas right down. Let it cool down a little bit, and then add your yogurt. Because what happens is it usually splits. But hopefully that won't happen this time. It's sometimes it can do if it's cooked on a really high heat. So I would just slow it down a little bit once you've added your tomatoes and your green chilies. Sorry, Joe, what were you saying?
Sorry, you said the green chili, not the green chili.
Yeah,
Tomato.
green chilies, you know.
Tomato and fresh chili.
Yes, yeah. Now, some people put their chilies in whole, but you can chop them up and put them in as well. It just depends how you prefer them.
Shall we put our rice in?
No, leave the rice for a minute. Let's get the chicken. Once the chicken's got its main body, once the main part of the chicken's done, then we'll concentrate on the rice because the rice will cook really quickly. Just turn your gas down, Nabil.
How's it smelling, guys? I'm just watching you all cooking it, and
Are you watching Liam eating it?
Are you hungry, mate?
I'm like, is this supposed to be with rice? This.
Is it
smells gorgeous?
Smelling good, yeah.
Is it too green chili?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, are you sure you put all this chili in?
I think we've lost you a little bit, Miriam. She'll come back.
Myself from mute to stop the background noise, and so I was saying you can use 1 chili or 2. It's up to you.
I think I could all 3 up.
Oh well, that's fine.
I'm not putting it all in though. Liam's choosing how much we're putting.
I'd put half the amount in then if you don't want it to be too hot.
Yeah, no, I don't. He's putting in one little piece by piece.
How's everyone?
Miriam, just letting everyone know there is 3 minutes remaining of this footage or this stream. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to let it run out. When it runs out, just head back over to your email. You should all have another link. Just click on that link and everyone will come back in and we can just carry on from there.
And you know, if you click back onto the same link, it'll bring you back onto it and it'll just do it again. Because I've done this before.
All right.
Yeah. So you just click back on the same link and we'll come back to the same one.
Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. It's a bit of a.
That's fine.
A mess. Technology. Eh?
We only have one paid account, and it's in use, I think, isn't it, tonight? And is that right?
Unfortunately.
How are we doing? Is everybody okay?
I think they're done.
The chicken's done, Joe?
Yeah.
Yep. Give it a good stir and then turn it down, and then add your yogurt. Let it cool down a little bit, and then add your yogurt.
No, say it on because I might need something else.
How are we doing? Is everybody else okay?
Actually, I'm not looking. It's on the recipe on my emails.
How much yogurt, Mariam?
So you can add 3 to 6 tablespoons of yogurt in your chicken. For 1 kg, I think that's more than enough. And what that does is it takes the heat out of the masala.
Thanks for all the lovely food pictures you sent in as well after last week's session. There were some really good ones. We'll have to do something with them when we've collected them all and from across the 4 weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're at that stage where you put your yogurt in, give it a good stir and then turn it down, put it on the back burner, and just leave the chicken just cooking in its own juices. Now we're going to concentrate on the rice if everybody's okay with that.
So we just have a few more minutes to get the chicken.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. How's everybody else?
Yeah, Mark looks like he's on with it. I think Joe's
mine is simmering, so I had put it on low heat before I put the yogurt. Yeah.
Great.
Can we have a look, Situle? Can I have a look at it?